All right, everybody. So here is the shed of Solitude. It looks like a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 12 or a 12 by 12. Hard to say, but just a quick overview. See, one thing you gotta contend with is critters. Here, over there, right there. Of course, the lights, gotta replace that. As you can see, the shed isn't exactly perfect. It's got some issues that I need to address at some point. A little bit of a ramp to take the lawnmower in and out, and that's the inside. I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. That's what it looks like on the inside when you're walking in. Anyway, I'm gonna cut to the, because it's starting to rain out here, to the inside of the shed. I'll give you a more detailed tour. All right, so as you can see when I come in, this is all that you've seen. That's a goofy picture of me back when I was about 6, 7, or 8. But as you can see, this is everything you see when you're looking at me. This is typically the shot you get from lining that up. So sorry if this is a little shaky. I'm on a handheld tripod. So and of course I got some LEDs up here that I don't really use, because if you watch some of my older videos from last winter, I like it for the winter, like the effect of Christmas and stuff and Halloween, but it flickers because of the LEDs and stuff on the camera. But yeah, so this is a radio I have, the heater, the drawer. I got all kinds of junk in here, pipe stuff, journals, and stuff like that. Of course, I got a refrigerator. You guys might have seen the short video. It's not as stocked as it was. So this is pretty much my little space in the universe. Of course, my American flag and whatnot. And I got, of course, I got my Red Ryder BB gun in case I get critters. Of course, sorry, I'm moving things around here. Of course, I got a machete in case I need to, you know, the zombies come and whatnot. So always important to be armed and ready. And so that's this side. This is the main area, and I'll talk about the stuff in a little bit when I, you know, have a seat and talk about the shed and stuff, what you kind of need, don't need, and whatnot. So over here is the new section. I like to call, and as you can see, it is a working shed. See, there's the lawnmower, my old mountain bike, wheelbarrow, all this thing. But the floor, as I was saying, I'm not sure if you can see this, is a bit weak. So I have plywood to keep it level for me, because the water tends to cause issues. Like this, there's a hill over here and it kind of floods down. So the shed gets a lot of water. So anyway, this is the new section. I call this the library / tabletop. And it's a bit of a mess. There's the new camera. I'm going to be working on that. And of course the fan. And here's all my tobaccos. So now this is everyday kind of tobaccos. Whenever you can use it any time of the year. Halloween, Christmas, winter, and summer, fallish stuff. So there you have it. That's pretty much what the shed looks like. So this is my angle when I sit down. This is what I see. Not too glamorous. Stool, pool stuff, boxes, pool cover, parts for the Jeep. Nothing spectacular. And there's the loft right there. And this is the light that blinds me all the time. Camera's having trouble focusing, but that light blinds me. It's like the sun and whatnot. So actually, just real quick point out. So when I turn this on, and I have my Mr. Buddy, which is over there, and I'll talk about that in another video. When I'm heating things up, so I get a cross here of heat, and then of course down here I'm getting heat, and it kind of gets trapped underneath in here in this loft. It kind of puts me in this little bubble where I'm comfortable and whatnot. So, but anyway, I'm gonna cut to me sitting in the chair talking about all the things you need or kind of want when you're setting up your shed for pipe smoking or cigar smoking or just to read or whatever. So I'll be right back. I thought this would be better, you know, me sitting on this stool here and kind of pointing out things as we go. The first and foremost, you need a flag of your country or your state. Everyone should have pride in their country. Even if it's turbulent times, things will sort itself out. But anyway, you need a good chair. And this one I got on Amazon for, I think, around just over $200. Not the greatest quality, but it's perfect for in here. It gives you that leather smoker's lounge kind of chair thing, and it actually pulls out, like that rocks, it goes back and you can lay back. It's like a recliner, really, and it's very comfortable. So I recommend that. And let's see, what else do I got over here? Of course, that's my bin to put the tobacco in. It's an old tray from my daughter's playroom. I just kind of took it. The next thing I do recommend, well, two things. We'll start with the radio. Get yourself an old-fashioned radio. This one's pretty good. I like it. But again, like I said last night's video, this actually lights up blue, but when you're on your USB or your Bluetooth, it doesn't light up, and that kind of sucks. I don't know why they did that for whatever reason. And of course, the Fireplace, I do recommend getting one of these. This throws off heat, and it's doing that right now. I'm going to have to, of course, the beauty of this one, I can shut the heat off, and I can just have the Fireplace itself. Let me close the door so you can get a better, oops, better idea. And I've missed the Fireplace for the several months, you know, with spring and summer. I haven't had the Fireplace. I think I had it on once or twice when it was cold out here. But the next thing I kind of recommend is this. You want a bottle opener, and I use a tin to collect it. So when I pop the bottle, the caps tend to fall in there. What else? And of course, you do need some sort of table. I would like to get a bigger one. I might even actually get another one right over here. And this is the other thing. This right here I wanted to talk about. This is the mold issue I kind of have. I've sprayed it with, I guess, some anti-mold stuff or whatever. I spray it quite a bit. I can't find the bottle right now, but it's somewhere over in the shed, and I don't feel like looking for it. But that's another thing to consider is critters and weather, mold and stuff with this shed. Like I said, I probably got another 5 to 7 years before I have to replace it or take care of things, or, you know, remodel or whatever, repair these things here. So definitely get yourself a radio. This Fireplace, I'm going to shut this off because I really don't need it, even though it looks good. What else? And of course, you need your knickknacks, your stuff to set the mood or whatever. And of course, I got my Jeep poster over here. Tobacco tins, that one's going to be fixed. And of course, my He-Man figures. Creature from the Black Lagoon tin poster, which I recommend. I got more coming, actually, but they're not here in time for this video. The Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of my favorite monsters, Universal monsters. Actually, I like him because he's not like the other ones. He's just different. My Roger Mifflin image, of course, Christopher Morley, some Jeep stickers, random stickers, a thermostat. I do recommend you get one. This is an old analog one, not so great. I got a digital one here. You've seen this one. Of course, posters. You know, t-shirt, hang that up. Hats. I got hats all over the place. I think it's important to get hats for the winter. You know, or to set the mood. I got my Sherlock Holmes, you know, my Mushers hat and whatnot. And, of course, a fan to just blow cool air on you in the summer, in the spring, or anytime it's really hot. That's a really pretty decent fan. I need to get one over here so I can clip it over here somewhere and hang it up. Now, I do recommend making some sort of shelving. Mine is very half-ass, not the greatest thing. I should probably fix that. See, I did these kind of put some things on, but other shelves don't even have that. I just kind of stuck the wood in there. Not so good, but I do recommend that. All right, so I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to sit down and talk about the things that you'll encounter and have to deal with. So I'll be back. All right, so Sorry about the first half of the video being quick. It's raining out. I was trying to rush to get the outside and trying to make sure I covered everything here. But things you should consider, I do recommend you get a shed or a garage or something to have your own little corner of the universe. I do recommend that. Things to consider are critters. I'm telling you right now, mostly insects, but you do get, like, here we go, we got a fly coming in here. I've had skunk issues, gopher issues. I have a chipmunk that I don't mind. I have rabbits. Last year there was Gus the spider, I believe. He flew down here and, well, he spun down here with a thing. Scared the crap out of me. I've been bit several times. Mosquitoes. I have, somewhere over there, but I have this, well, I'll explain it maybe in the springtime when I do a springtime video. But in any case, it keeps the bugs away. Some kind of chemical is released and it keeps them away and whatnot. So keep that in mind. The other thing is weather, of course. So water, like I have a water issue. That's why the floor is a little... it may give way someday when I'm doing a video. So that'll be interesting. But like I said, I could probably replace the floor, the side here, and straighten this out and get probably another 15 years out of it. But I will probably replace this at some point. But just keep in mind, that's a consideration. Bugs, moisture. The other thing I want to mention is ventilation. Now I have two windows. There's a window behind here. I can prop that up and ventilation's fine. I know we all smoke and we like having the wreath of smoke around us, but you need that ventilation. And this, most of the smoke goes right up and it's ventilated. It's not a big deal for me. Never had really an issue of that. Take a moment here. Enjoy the pipe. Now, must-haves. Most of us have a shed to, not to get away from the wife, the girlfriend, or the family, and just have peace and quiet. Yes, that's part of it, but mostly because of the elements. You know, we don't. Some of us don't have garages. I don't have a garage, sadly. Can't smoke indoors. I wouldn't want to anyway. I wouldn't want that permeating through the house, even though I like pipe smoke and stuff. But I have a cigar as well. So this is perfect. And, you know, the weather's not always nice. You know, in the summertime, you can go out, smoke, no big deal, unless it's blazing hot. Of course, it's blazing hot in here because I have not figured out my cooling situation yet. Now, I got that fan, which is pretty good, and it spins all around, different settings, and it's great. And I do recommend that fan. But we'll talk about that in the spring when I do my preps for cooling off in the summer. I may, at some point, put an air conditioner in here, cut a hole in the wall, and just throw one in there, a little one. See if that works. I don't know if it'll do it, but in any case, so weather is the next thing you really have to deal with. And for most of us in the northern northern hemisphere, there we go, I can speak, we have to deal with cold temperatures, snow, rain. I got rain today. Well, that's the main reason you have it, right? So even if it's a sunny day, well, not a sunny day, but it's summertime and rains, you need a place to go, and the shed offers that. And of course, you can buy, like my friend Dr. Lester says, I'll leave a link to his video below. He talks about, you know, he's got his, I think it's resin, or it's that plastic or whatever. There's metal sheds. Mine's a wooden shed. There's all sorts of sheds you could do. Mine's very rustic and cabin-like and put together. But, you know, keep that in mind. So anyway, back to weather. You know, that's the main reason why we have these things, right? To get away from the cold, the snow, the rain, and everything. And I know I'm repeating myself, but that's a very big issue, because now in the northern parts of the earth here, well, especially we're going into the fall and the winter here in the northern hemisphere, we're going to run into very cold temperatures. And I've been in here when it's 5 degrees out, 10 degrees out, 0 degrees. It's not pleasant. So you have to keep that in consideration. Things you need to do going in the winter. You got to get some sort of heat source, whether it's electric. And I've had it before where
I had the propane, the electric. Of course, I got this. Before I got this, I had an electric heater and that going at sometimes when it was really cold, when it was like 5 degrees, just to get a 20-degree temperature difference in the shed is a big, big thing. So you've got to get yourself a heat source. I do recommend getting blankets just to have them. I actually have a Snuggies, with the arms in there, and you throw it over your lap. It works out well for pipe smoking. You may laugh, but I'm telling you, it works out well when it's really, really cold. So keep that in mind. Location where you smoke. For me, like I said, I'm under this loft thing, so I kind of trap the heat in. Kind of be mindful of that when you're setting up your shed where you're going to smoke. It'd be great to smoke in the middle, but there's such an open space. All the heat rises and dissipates. At least here, it kind of gets trapped for a little bit, and it balances things out. So keep that in mind. Other than that, I don't want to go into too much detail with the heating and keeping warm during the winter months. But I'll say this, just make sure when it snows, you are able to trek into your shed. I mean, I've had a foot of snow, and I still get out here just to come out and have a smoke. So after having like a heat source, I do recommend a fireplace like this because it adds ambiance, and that's a very important thing when we're out here. I would add all this stuff even if I wasn't doing YouTube. I would have an old radio. I would have the fireplace heat stove or wood stove, whatever you call it, on here because of the ambiance. Throw it on, and it just adds to the whole thing in the fall and the winter. Highly recommend that. The radio, I suggest you get like a Bluetooth enabled one like I got here, an old classic radio, or just get an old radio if you want, which is great. They're fabulous. But I like playing my music. Of course, right now I got classical music playing because I like to come in here and think and relax. I don't need any heavy metal stuff, which I do love. So again, yeah, pictures of people that you admire, Of course, you got the monster poster here. And then these I do recommend for fun. This is run on battery power. I know Redcoats has one, Dr. Lester. I do recommend these. This is fun stuff to have. And of course, display your tins. Put them out here, just, go through them. And of course, I got them all stacked up here. Kind of in my pecking order of what I like, but not officially. But the next thing I would suggest, a thermometer. Highly suggest this to have it just to gauge things, and especially when you're trying to warm up the sheds, how much of a difference it is. So when you see the weather and it's like, say 20 degrees, you'll probably get up to 40, 45, maybe 50 degrees if you do it right, you set it up right, and you get that bubble the way I have it. So keep that in mind. The other thing, like I said, an American flag, you can't see it right now, it's over here, but an American flag, mostly, yes, countries, you're proud of your country or your state or whatever, your province, wherever you are. I think partly for us YouTubers, just to recognize where that person's from. Sure, when someone speaks, you kind of have an idea of where they are, but it's nice to see where everyone's from visually. And of course, as Dr. Lester said, it's always an evolving thing. It's never set in stone. I've added certain things. I'm adding more things today when they're on their way. And of course, I just added the library. I like to call it the library over there. My books there. And that'll change too. I like the table there because I have a few ideas. I'm going to put together a model, and I'm going to kind of document it here on the table there as well. So now the luxury item, I would say, is a refrigerator. I don't say it's a necessary thing, but it's a very convenient thing in the summer, in the spring. I shut it off in the winter. It's not really needed out here at all. So I shut that off, and it just sits there. But I do, if you can afford it, go for it. Have that luxury. You got to make it your own. You got to make, I basically have everything out here. Technically, if I needed to go to the bathroom, I have a bucket, if it were that bad. And this, again, it leans back like this. I could sleep out here. You know, set it up, make it comfortable as much as possible for you to relax and kind of enjoy life and to think, contemplate, and just escape reality and kind of enjoy things. I like having some old-fashioned stuff, kind of a mesh of old-fashioned, new-fashioned kind of thing going on here. I like the melding of both. But anyway, that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of right now as far as a shed tour and kind of my advice. Again, like I said, I highly recommend checking out Dr. Lester's video below. Again, probably late October I'll do the, unless it gets really cold here. It is New England. You never know. It could drop. It's like comfortable 73 today. It could be 13 degrees tomorrow for all I know, and snowing. So probably mid to late October I'll take out the Mr. Buddy heater, or I might even do it sooner because I'm going to take it out, make sure it runs and works. You want to make sure your heat source is working before winter comes. You don't want to, you know, wait till the first cold day, turn it on, and then all of a sudden nothing works and you're shit out of luck. So I'm going to do that. I got a fan that usually goes on top of a wood stove to circulate the heat. I'm going to try to set it up with my Mr. Buddy. I don't recommend it. It's not something they would recommend. It's a hack. It's not, you know, user beware is all I can say when I do it, and I'll stress that when I do it. So, and of course blankets. I put blankets on. Now see, this is a leather chair. Something to consider, which you should. I'm sure you would have thought of it as well. I put a quilt on here just to keep my butt from, you know, when you first sit down, freezing and retaining that cold. You know, I think it's almost like when you go to a football game or some kind of a game where you're where it's cold and you sit on like a metal bench or a wet plastic seat or whatever, and it's cold and you're still cold for a while. It's good to put the blanket on just to keep it from your body getting cold. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for joining me. I hope you found some of this informative. Leave some comments down below if you have any questions or need any advice, or maybe you have an idea or a suggestion for me to try. I'd be happy to try and see if it works out. But with that, salute, and I will see you guys maybe tonight. I might do another video. I got to watch The Walking Dead, train wreck that is, and then I'll probably be out maybe to talk a little bit and kind of relax. But anyway, I'm out of here. See you guys later. You know, I just ended the video and I thought of one last thing that's, I want to say essential. It's a very big luxury item and not everyone's capable of doing it, but Dr. Lester even mentioned it, and he set it up where he had power. He ran an electrical cord, an extension cord out to his shed, which wasn't very far for him. Others, I realized, like if I had to do that, it would be one hell of an extension cord. It might be even be two put together. I'm fortunate enough where the shed is powered, but if you can find a way to get power in the shed, do it. It's a big game changer. It's next to heat, it's the best thing you could do. So heat and electrical, one way or another, get into your shed. You'll be thankful for it. You have lighting, power for a radio. It makes the world. A refrigerator if you want to do that as well. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. That's a big deal. I highly suggest it. Get power for your shed. If you have to run an extension cord, do it. Anyway, I'm out of here now. I mean it. I will see you guys later.